Hi there. Um, Look, I've been in the transport industry for over 20 years. I first learned to drive a truck, an old Acco, I think it was, farm truck, on a farm in northern New South Wales well over 20 years ago. Um, After that, I moved to Sydney back in 1994, I think it was, and I started working for a transport company down there. Um, with that job, I started delivering steel for One Steel, all around Sydney in a 3/4 cab long tom, moving on to other crane trucks over the years. Um, After a few years doing that, I moved into the office, into the operations or allocation side of work, where I dealt with customers. Well, that was my job, dealing with customers, allocating trucks, drivers for specific jobs for a whole range of customers that we had. During that time, I started to look after the Krispy Kreme contract that we had won, and part of my job then was, again, allocating trucks, drivers, organising trucks, purchasing of trucks for that particular role, organising delivery runs for Sydney and up into Newcastle, Central Coast, Canberra. That job then took me to Melbourne back in 2007, where I had to set up the runs for the job, for the Krispy Kreme contract when it expanded into Melbourne. Hired drivers, again, organised trucks, set out delivery schedules, delivery runs, some of their warehousing, and I did that for a further 5 years. I was on call 24/7 effectively for that job. From there then I moved to Linfox in 2012, and worked out of the Dulux contract in Dandenong. I started driving a 12-tonne rigid taut liner with an electric pallet jack, where we did inter-store deliveries. I also moved into the office to relieve some of the office staff during holiday periods, where I would do some of the interstate transport, organising interstate transport, local deliveries, local delivery runs. During that time I got my MC licence and started to drive we only had one semi-trailer on that site at the time, where again spent the next few years then doing bulk deliveries into large hardware stores, our own stores, shuttle runs between the factory and the distribution centre. And I've recently finished that job, and currently doing a little bit of casual work on a building site for a friend of mine over a few months. Enjoyed some long service leave, bit of a holiday, and I'm now looking for some casual work to fill in around that part-time job. So over the last number of years then, I've done all sorts of different driving roles, some warehousing, some admin, a whole range of things that anyone that spends a bit of time in this industry sort of gets used to doing. Outside of work, I'm in a four-wheel drive club, and we do a fair bit of travelling around the country on holidays, weekends, whatever. So hopefully this will give you a little bit of an insight into what I do, or what I have done, and hopefully this goes well.